Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And the Lions have just made a very, very big point against the Cheetahs, winning 59 points to 23, a massive statement. And the performance that the Lions fans and the Lions union have really, really needed, because there's been a lot of questions raised over the union, a couple of poor performances, and today was very much a grudge match, you know, the Cats derby if you would like. But just in terms of a couple of issues, in terms of who deserved to be in the Pro 16. And a lot of talk about the fact that the Cheetahs were unfairly sort of shunted or moved to the side to accommodate the other four teams. And the Lions, maybe people arguing that the Lions maybe didn't deserve to be there, despite being so good in Super Rugby the last few years. Because the Lions have struggled. Last year, you could see the sort of drop off was slightly there. And then today, and then this year, the Lions struggled really in Super Rugby Unlocked. But today, the Lions comprehensively outplayed the Cheetahs, scoring 5 tries to 2, a massive effort in the first sort of 12 minutes of the second half. Saw the Lions running 3 tries and pretty much put the game to bed. The Cheetahs, however, had their moments and they grew into the game in the second half and were much better in the second half than they were in the first half. But yeah, so a very, very big victory for the Lions. Before we sort of dissect the match, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner there. We're chasing 400 subscribers by the end of the year, so please do show your support. Smash like on the video as well. Jump in the comments, let me know what you thought of the match. But now overall, stats-wise, 44% possession to Cheetahs, 56% to the Lions. The match started off when the Cheetahs played much better, and there were 3 very good penalties, a huge kick from Francois Steyn, and good kicking from Tian Schoolman as well. And the Lions were starting to find a bit of momentum, but about 22 minutes, finally the Lions started getting a bit of go-forward ball. Their maul was much better. Carl Wagner was causing havoc in the beginning, but the Lions stuck to their guns and they got a very good driving maul, which set them up to eventually score a good try as Willem Albert went over. So the score was 14-9 at half-time. The Lions, which probably flattered the Cheetahs maybe to a certain extent, because the Lions were getting some very good go-forward ball, but just weren't able to convert their opportunities into points. At the beginning of the second half, however, the Lions went back to vintage attacking Lions, where they kept the ball alive and they just, some fantastic play. Vincent Shatuka for one of the tries, Courtney Skassan for one of the others, Steven Pienaar, some champagne rugby, some fantastic offloads. Andre Warner scored 2 tries, as well as a try to Yanni du Plessis. Some brilliant rugby there by the Lions, which sort of not necessarily put the game to bed, but put the Lions in the driving seat. However, the Lions were dominant very much, especially in scrum time throughout the match. And if you look at the set plays here, the Lions won 86% of the scrums compared to the 14% of the Cheetahs. You know, where the Lions, the Cheetahs won 86% of the scrums, which doesn't necessarily show you the exact sort of the stats. But if you look at sort of the penalties, the Lions won some very crucial penalties and were very dominant at scrum time. Which did change when the front row went off. That front row of Yanni du Plessis, Steve Satole, and Jacob Asaki were all over the Cheetahs front row. The Cheetahs had to make changes to accommodate that. And when the Lions front row changed, they did lose a bit of that dominance, which was one of the reasons that they sort of struggled in maybe that last sort of 20-minute period. But some standout players. If you look at the defense, Cheetahs made 125 tackles to the Lions 85. But the Cheetahs missed 52 tackles. You cannot miss 52 tackles and expect to win. And I think Vincent Tuka, during the one move, there was about 4 or 5 missed tackles on him alone. So the defense that let down the Cheetahs today. If you look at some of the stats, some of the key performance for the Lions, I thought Vincent Tuka was brilliant. He was everywhere. Willem Alberts worked really, really hard, was a good ball carrier. Steven Pienaar was good. Alton Yankees was solid. I want to see a similarity. Sort of struggled to get into the game. Didn't have much opportunity, but that front row, I thought, particularly was very good. For the Cheetahs, Francois Steyn tried very hard. He had a very poor knock-on at maybe a bit of a crucial time, but kicked very well and tried very hard in a bit of a losing effort. Defensively, for the Cheetahs, Jean-Ray Rudolph made 15 tackles. Jacques Toy made 10. Carl Wagner made 12. Where Andries Nsila missed 5 tackles, making 8. So a bit of a poor performance from Nsila, not what we're used to. Vince Shatuka for the Lions made 9 tackles. Steven Pienaar made 7. Wanasila Simalani made 6, as did Dan Creel. And yeah, so the most, and it was Len Massey and Willem Alberts who missed 2 tackles each, but that was the most. So if you look at the Lions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players with a 100% tackle success rate, which was very good for them. And then Radar Northnock came on, actually made 7 tackles and didn't miss 1. So the defense of the Lions was much better than the Cheetahs today, and credit to them. And yeah, I mean, the Lions just outplayed the Cheetahs at the end of the day. They came, especially at second half. They upped the tempo and they backed their set pieces, which gave them a bit of momentum. But they started throwing the ball around, which was probably one of the reasons why the Cheetahs managed to get into the game with that try in about the 53rd, 54th minute. But there's a bit of a price to pay when you play like the Lions and you play very loose and you try and do the exciting things. There's always that potential for it to backfire, which did allow the Cheetahs into the game. But at the end of the day, the Lions were just too good, scored too many tries. And it's a big statement because today you look at the Lions and you think that is a side that deserves to be in the Pro 16 ahead of the Cheetahs. You couldn't argue that the Cheetahs did look the better side because they didn't. And what we're seeing is probably the Western Province maybe underperforming the most. Yeah, they did get a bonus point victory last night, but a loss against the Bulls, a loss against the Lions, they need to try and do it against a good side. The Cheetahs, on the other hand, are suddenly now 8 points behind 4th place. So it looks like the top 4 in South Africa is very much already decided and very apparent, which means the Cheetahs' argument towards them being, pushed aside doesn't have much weighting at the moment because the top 4 sides are just dominating that so much. But a very good weekend of rugby. We will be doing a roundup. We will be doing Team of the Week, 5 things we learned and all that kind of stuff in the week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash like on the video as well. And we'll chat to you very, very soon. My name is Steven, and thank you very much for watching.